If we find his recipe, then we can share it with the whole world.
Let's take a peek at 15 heavily guarded recipes worth billions of dollars. Closely guarded secrets that even James Bond might not be able to unravel.
No.
It's a family secret.
Bush's Baked Beans.
Why is my chili so great? Because I only use the best beans. Bush's chili beans.
Baked beans are a traditional part of cookouts for many people, right alongside burgers, hot dogs, and potato salad. Bush's baked beans are part of this tradition, and the company has to carefully guard its secret family recipes against prying eyes. Bush Brothers & Company has been canning a variety of fruits and vegetables since 1969 and created its famous baked beans from a long-standing family recipe. A lot of people became familiar with Bush's baked beans through the commercials with the Golden Retriever. The company now produces about 80% of America's baked beans, so it makes sense that its heavily guarded recipes would be worth a pretty penny.
We already have the best beans, obviously. Bush's.
Huy Fong Sriracha.
With hot sauce. Ra-cha-cha-cha.
Huy Fong Sriracha sauce bills itself as the world's tastiest hot sauce. Whether you agree with this claim or not, one thing is for sure, its secret recipe is worth more than a couple of bucks. The hot sauce was created in 1980 in LA's Chinatown and has its headquarters in nearby Lawndale, where the sauce is produced. People living in that neighborhood aren't always fans of the sauce and have complained to city authorities that the sauce production creates strong odors that affect their quality of life. Of course, there are many other people who love this hot sauce and refer to it as rooster sauce because of the rooster depicted on the label. The sauce was originally made with serrano peppers, and because some people considered these to be too pungent, the recipe now uses red chili peppers instead. It is also known that, unlike many Asian hot sauces, Huy Fong does not contain fish extract. You'll have to guess the rest, so go get a bottle of Huy Fong Sriracha.
I got you, Sriracha.
KFC.
What no good?
If you know anything about Kentucky Fried Chicken, then you know it is famous for its recipe of 11 herbs and spices. Colonel Sanders used pressure frying to cook his chicken, but he and the company have guarded the recipe as a trade secret, not ready to be outed yet. There's a story that the recipe is locked inside a vault for safekeeping, and several people have come forward to say that they have found copies of the secret recipe, but these haven't been verified. The ingredients that make up the Colonel's famous fried chicken are said to include a range of spices, including white pepper, basil, celery salt, ground ginger, and thyme. Even if these are some of the 11 herbs and spices, there is still the question of the proper amounts to use. It would be much easier to simply order a bucket of KFC's tasty fried chicken and enjoy.
What do you want for lunch, honey?
Can I have some KFC original recipe?
Marmite.
New Marmite Summer of Love jar.
Because of the Men at Work song Down Under, many people are now familiar with the Australian staple called Vegemite and the sandwiches people make with it. Marmite is like Vegemite's British cousin, and believe it or not, it is one of the heavily guarded recipes worth billions of dollars. However, there is no real secret behind this popular spread. It is made from leftover yeast and is a byproduct of the process used to brew beer. Basically, it is concentrated brewer's yeast and comes in the form of a dark brownish soft spread with a distinctly salty taste. The spread is usually put on toast and sandwiches, but is added to all kinds of recipes. It is difficult to see why this product has become such a hit, although for vegans, it is a good source of B vitamins, including B12. In this case, there isn't so much a recipe to find, but a process to perform.
Right down the lens, Ding. Lovely stuff.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, 0 sugar.
So is this why you never texted back?
Dr. Pepper is a carbonated soft drink that has a reputation for having a unique flavor. This unique flavor comes from a secret recipe that people have been curious about for a long time. If you thought 11 herbs and spices was a lot, get ready for this. Dr. Pepper's recipe is said to include 23 secret ingredients. The company has said that the recipe definitely does not contain prune juice, but it has otherwise remained tight-lipped about what's in the famous soft drink. People have speculated that Dr. Pepper contains ingredients such as some kind of pepper, cinnamon, mandrake root, and bitter orange peel. Although it might be fun to try and figure out what exactly this soda is made from, it would probably be more enjoyable to just crack open a can and enjoy it without asking too many questions.
Sweet.
Mama likes it sweet.
Cadbury Dairy Milk Chocolate.
Your change.
Chocolate has to be one of the most beloved treats ever, so it makes sense that the recipes of popular brands would be sought after by candy lovers everywhere. Cadbury Dairy Milk Chocolate is known for its smooth texture and creamy flavor, and is sort of like the Hershey's of the United Kingdom. The ingredients of this chocolate bar aren't exactly a secret since they are printed on the wrapper, but the real secret doesn't come from the recipe. Like other chocolates, Cadbury Dairy Milk Chocolate contains cream, sugar, cocoa butter, and the like, but we are in the dark about how the candy company uses them to create its particular version of delicious milk chocolate. Don't stress about how they do it, just go get a Cadbury Dairy Milk Chocolate bar.
Okay.
Hershey's Milk Chocolate.
Take a piece of chocolate if you love sharing.
Hershey's milk chocolate bars might be almost as American as apple pie, and even more popular because who doesn't like a good piece of chocolate? The Hershey Company may have started small, but it's now a huge multinational corporation, and the secret of its chocolate is one of those heavily guarded recipes worth billions of dollars. Like all chocolate makers, Hershey's uses the mighty cocoa bean, but to make delicious milk chocolate, they have to use milk and some other key ingredients like sugar and vanilla. Anyone can mix together these ingredients, but not everyone can finish with Hershey's milk chocolate because the recipe tells the candy makers exactly how much of each to use. Leave the milk chocolate to the experts and get a Hershey's bar instead.
Yes, please.
Twinkies.
Recognize these little yellow sponge cake?
Twinkies were invented in the 1930s by a baker at the Continental Baking Company in Illinois. The cream filling was originally banana, but fruits like bananas were rationed heavily during World War II, so the scarce fruit was replaced with the cream filling we know and love today. A Twinkie is a cake, so it contains the usual flour, eggs, and sugar, but the exact recipe has become one of the heavily guarded recipes still sought after today. There are several recipes floating around the internet that promise to accurately recreate the famous snack cake, but it might be difficult to exactly reproduce the delicate cake and sweet cream filling that make a Twinkie a Twinkie.
Where's the Twinkies? I like some of
Kendal mint cake.
Take the picture, take the picture, take the picture.
A Kendal mint cake sounds like it would be a cake, but it's actually a kind of candy bar made in England. Just picture something similar to a York peppermint patty. We can think of it as a candy bar, but many climbers and hikers in the United Kingdom think of it as an energy bar. The mint cake, or peppermint tablet, was supposedly discovered by accident when a batch of candy called Glacier Mints went wrong and resulted in a thick, cloudy, cake-like confection. The people at the Kendal Company decided to make the most of the mistake. Like many heavily guarded recipes, there are no magic ingredients in this candy. It is made mainly with sugar, glucose, and peppermint. However, it's the exact proportions used and what processes are followed that make all the difference. As with many closely guarded secrets, there are recipes online that promise to let you recreate this treat at home. But of course, nothing will ever be as accurate as the real deal.
Have a secret ingredient. Jelly bean.
Butterbeer.
Drink. Neville.
If you're a wizard, then you know about the delicious and very sweet concoction from the wizarding world, Butterbeer. Described as tasting like butterscotch, this non-alcoholic beer is not for the mere muggles, which is probably why its true recipe has never been divulged to our world. Harry Potter fans of all ages have tried to conjure up their own versions of Butterbeer, but getting your hands on the real recipe might be a little hard. According to the online versions of the recipe, there are a few necessary items, including cream soda, butterscotch syrup, butter, and sugar. Some recipes include sweetened condensed milk and a few other things like whipped cream to top it off. So even though the ingredients have not been kept all that secret, the real magic trick is combining with the correct proportions to produce the same great-tasting butterbeer that discerning wizards enjoy.
Got a little bit.
Irn-Bru.
Tastes like bubblegum.
Irn-Bru, or Irn-Bru, is a Scottish carbonated soft drink that is sometimes described as Scotland's other national drink, with the first one being Scotch whiskey, of course. Although well known within the UK, it is less known in other parts of the world. Irn-Bru is known for its brilliant orange color and its reportedly unique flavor, which has yet to be recreated by anybody else. But what exactly gives Irn-Bru its unique flavor? The recipe includes trace amounts of ammonium ferric citrate. This compound is used, among other things, as an acidity regulator and as a reducing agent of metal salts. It's not entirely clear why Irn-Bru contains this compound, but it appears it makes the drink delicious.
That's unbelievable.
Torun Gingerbread.
We make a gingerbread version of the offering.
Torun Gingerbread gets its name from the city of Torun in Poland, where this sweet confection has been produced since the Middle Ages. Since that time, word has gotten out, and gingerbread is known all over the world for its overall quality and taste. Aside from the usual cooking ingredients like wheat and sugar, Torun Gingerbread is made from a bunch of unknown ingredients that have yet to be disclosed to the public. This recipe includes honey, cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, and, of course, ginger, but that's about all we know. The precise proportions have been a closely guarded secret for 400 years. This gingerbread has a great reputation and is often given as a gift to show respect for someone, but you can get some for yourself for the great taste.
Catch me, I'm the gingerbread man!
Chartreuse.
Bravo.
Yeah. Chartreuse is a French liqueur made from brandy and herbs. There are two versions of this aromatic alcohol for you to try. One is green and the other is yellow. These different versions have different tastes and different alcohol contents. Carthusian monks have made this beverage since the 18th century, and this has made Chartreuse one of those heavily guarded recipes worth billions of dollars. The secret recipe for this beverage was found in an obscure 17th century manuscript and is said to include 130 herbs, flowers, and plants that combine to produce unique flavors and colors. The flavor of this somewhat exotic alcohol is described as both sweet and spicy. Chartreuse was once thought of as a potent elixir that promised a long life. But even if it doesn't make you immortal, this unique beverage is worth trying.
Yellow chartreuse instead of the green, and see which one is the best.
Krispy Kreme Original Glazed Doughnuts.
What is that? A Krispy Kreme donut.
Glazed donuts are a classic breakfast treat, and everyone has an opinion on which one goes best with their morning coffee. Apparently, many people would choose Krispy Kreme's Original Glazed Donut, meaning this has made it one of those heavily guarded recipes. Krispy Kreme's Original Glazed Donuts come fresh off an assembly line, but the company has still done its best to keep the recipe a secret. Obviously, these fried treats contain the usual ingredients you'd expect in a donut, but the specifics of the glaze, for instance, are what give Krispy Kreme donuts their over-the-top sweetness. Most of us aren't going to experiment with making glazed donuts in our kitchen, so we have to rely on Krispy Kreme to do it for us.
There is no finer donut than a Krispy Kreme glazed donut.
Yes. Coca-Cola.
Okay. Wow, so angry.
The secret recipe for Coca-Cola has been the holy grail of secret recipes for a long time. Colas and most other sodas are a combination of sugar or corn syrup and carbonated water along with some coloring. The exact formula, however, has definitely become one of those highly guarded recipes. It is known that the Coca-Cola recipe includes certain amounts of citric acid, vanilla, as well as other flavorings. These other flavorings, which remain a mystery, presumably make a lot of the difference that separates Coke from the other colas. But do we really want to know the secret? Are we going to whip up batches of Coca-Cola in our kitchens? Probably not. The soft drink giant flirted with changing its iconic recipe when it introduced New Coke, but a backlash caused the company to return to the original formula.
And it is why I intend on keeping that secret.
Stick around, leave us a comment, hit that subscribe button, and tap or click on another great video.